Hello everyone, welcome back to ATM7 to this guy. Last episode we set up the mechanical crafter and the crushing wheels, as well as getting to the nether to get the blaze burner for future use. We don't need that right now. In between episodes I didn't do much. I just made a simple mob farm down there and enchant setup so I could get soak touch on a pick. It actually was my first enchant that I got. So we're going to go run to the nether and try to soak touch a spawner. Because apotheosis is in the mod pack, you can just soak touch spawners, so that makes it nice and simple to move spawners around and stuff like that. Okay, there's our spawner. Wait, what the blaze is? Click the mob spawner with soak touch. Oh wait, that's not even the right one. Okay, whatever. I think there should be a second spawner here somewhere. So maybe I go ahead and look for that, since I'm already here. Because we do have the capturing enchant on our sword, so if we can capture like something we want to spawn, then that would be good, because capturing basically gives you the spawn egg of whatever you kill, and the higher the chance, or the higher the level, the higher the chance of getting it. So right now we have capturing 3. I don't know what the chances are of that, but oh, well, we just got a wither skeleton skull. That's interesting. I guess we do have looting 4, so we have increased odds. But yeah, I guess I'll just jump back in when we are finished in the nether probably and getting into Powah. Okay, so I just about died in the nether there. So I decided to just come home. So the reason I want to get this blaze spawner here is because Powah has the blazing tier of stuff, which requires blaze powder or blaze rods. And blaze rods are cheaper, at least power wise. And we do have a lot of blaze powder, but you know, I'd just rather not deal with it. Okay, so also with apotheosis, if you right click some of these things on a spawner, it will change how they work. So for instance, if you right click another star on a spawner, it'll ignore players. What we want to do is we want to increase the max entities, and let's see, I guess increase the spawn count as well. Make them silent and no AI, because that makes them no AI makes them easier to deal with. Silent makes them obviously silent. Activation range is how far away the player can be. We might want that. We do want spawn delay to be lower as well. We probably want redstone control to make it easier, and max spawn delay. Of course, having a dragon egg would be nice to ignore conditions, but you know, we don't have to worry about that. Or we don't have a dragon egg, so we can't worry about that. And then if you have a nether quartz in your offhand when you're doing it, it'll do the opposite. Alright, so that spawner's crazy. It spawns things way faster than I can kill them at this point, so that's nice. I can turn it on and off at will. I did get a blaze spawn egg from the capturing enchant, which I got an achievement for, I guess. I don't know. Oh, look, another one of you. Alright, so one of the first things to get into Powah is this dielectric paste. And we have a lot of it now. So, did I mean that? Did I mean to make that much? Nope. Will we use it? I think so. I don't know. I haven't used this in a non-expert pack. And in that expert pack, it was like this recipe made 1 dielectric rod. So, yeah, we might not end up using all this. But that's fine. We'll just make a drawer for it and call it good. Alright, so things we need for this mod. We're going to need these energizing rods, because they are what power the energizing orb. I'm also going to want some cables, because I don't have any cables really at all. And then we'll see what level of reactor we can get to. Alright, so one of the crafting processes, maybe the only crafting process, I'm not entirely sure, of Powah is using these lasers to laser into this energizing orb. So if you put those together, they get zapped, and then they go in there, taking a certain amount of energy. And this is just a little bit more, well, I guess it's the same efficiency, but like, you know. So the energized steel is the next tier. And then the next tier after that is going to be the blazing, which will take the blaze rods, as we saw. Then the next tier after that will be Niotic, which takes diamonds, and then Spirited, which takes emeralds, and then Nitro, which takes nether stars, redstone, and blazing. We obviously don't have nether stars yet, so we're not going to get to that tier. But I do think we can pretty easily get to at least Niotic. I don't think we have that many emeralds because I keep trading them to the Wandering Trader. But I guess we made a Philosopher's Stone to get the ice. So for dry ice, which is the same process but with blue ice. So I had to get a blast chiller, to get some ice that we're going to compact all the way down to packed ice to blue ice and then to dry ice. Because we use that in the, what's it called? The reactor. So a lot of this mod is just crafting up the next tier of the thing because it's better, and then making the next tier. So we just upgraded all of these to the hardened tier, which is the energized steel. And then we can upgrade them to the blazing tier, which will take, like I said, blaze rods. I've said it like 100 times. I'm going to stop saying that. And then to the Niotic tier. And then they'll be pretty fast. And once we get there, then we might just go straight to the Niotic reactor. So I guess I'll jump back in when I'm there. You need 36 of these blocks, so I'm going to go ahead and make 9 crafts, I guess is what that is, of the Niotic, and then I'll be back. Oh, also, if you're having a problem with the energized orb, if you put too many items in, it will not work. You have to put in exactly what the recipe calls for, and then it works. Okay, so I am out of energy because I had a backlog of smelting to do, and it's just now catching up. So, this is the perfect time to set up the reactor. You just have to click the front, middle, bottom block, and it'll automatically set the rest, I think. Nope, the center bottom block. And then it should automatically make it. Yep. Sweet. So this is our auto mode will set the reactor to automatically turn off and on as it has enough energy. I think I only need 1 bucket of water ever, if I remember right. I don't think it uses that bucket of water up or anything, so we can just go ahead and put that in there. And then it needs uraninite in the center. It needs a cold block, so we'll put dry ice. See, dry ice goes there. Okay. And then it needs redstone and some kind of coal, I believe. Redstone and carbon, yep. So when you have all of that in there, now it should generate power just off uraninite. Now I'm only going to put in 1 uraninite because I want to upgrade this. So I don't want to waste a ton of uraninite. All this other stuff is super easy to get. So we're going to see how much 1 uraninite gives us. Alright, so as we're wrapping up this 1 uraninite we put in, I've had to refill the coal and the redstone a little bit, but the solid coolant has been perfect. I haven't had to get more dry ice or anything. So now that we've just about finished it up. And there you go. So we made just under 500,000 FE. So that's not bad for literally something that we're making a bunch of. So that means that we have like, what? A 500 million? Almost a 500 million FE? Just at this tier. I'm pretty sure the tiers upgrade as they go. So it makes, yeah, so it generates 2.5 times as much with each tier that goes up, something like that. So yeah, so that's nice. So we're gonna go ahead and use this power to make the stuff to upgrade this, and then I'll be back when I have the blazing tier. Maybe just the Niotic tier. I don't know how much more FE it's gonna take. Alright, so now I gotta upgrade this. So let's go ahead and put that there. Let's see. I don't know what else I need. Probably some of this stuff. So now we can go ahead and make the rest of these to make all of these. You do not have the uraninite for that. Gotta smelt some more. Okay, so at first I thought this was way less efficient, but I forgot to put water in. So we'll go ahead and do another test, and we'll see if that's closer to, it should be around 600,000, I think, when it's all said and done. Otherwise, it is actually way less efficient, but I think it looks like it's going to be way more efficient, so that's good. Yeah, because it was just burning this real fast, and I was like, maybe it just burns it faster because it's a higher level, but no, I'm going to guess it was because I forgot the water. The water's kind of important. Okay, yes, this one's already a lot more efficient. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the diamonds for this because this one's a quarter, like 4 times the cost of what the other ones are. Because, like, if you look at the other recipes for them, they give 2. Oh, wait, so I guess it's twice as expensive. But, like, still, it's expensive. So I don't have the diamonds for this yet. So we might need to get into ore generation now that we have power. But I kind of also want to get into storage because storage is nice to have, and then we can like really expand from there, and get things going much faster. And now that we have really good power gen, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me check. I think we can actually do that this episode because it's a shorter episode than I want it to be, with how easy this was to actually get. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the video is short enough that I can get into AE2 real quick. So what I did is I basically just followed the quest line. To get Flux, you have to make the Flux seeds and then drop them into water for 20 minutes the first time. And then I got enough to get this crystal growth chamber. So now if I get more Flux seeds, which I can do real quick. Now at the cost of power, it goes much faster than 20 minutes. So, and I could put acceleration cards in here to make it go even faster. But yeah, so now I can get as much Flux as I need. Because that's the only way to get Flux in this pack as far as I could tell. Well, maybe not. Maybe this is also an option. But yeah, to get the first Flux, I guess you could do the mixer. But I didn't see that until after I'd already done this one. So, oh well. But then, yeah. So this is obviously not taking 20 minutes. So, yeah, let's get into more applied energistics. So in order to get these presses from applied energistics, you have to just make them like this. With an iron plate, a skystone, and whatever the item is for the press. It's like silicon for the silicon one. I believe it's, what is it, Certus quartz for that one, and then gold for the logic press, and then diamond for the engineering press. And this universal press is kind of interesting to me because it works as all the other presses, including this one that isn't even a normal press. So I might switch to that once I get autocrafting maybe, but for now, we're going to go ahead and upgrade some of these inscribers to the better inscribers. What are they called? Advanced inscribers? Because I think these can hold a multiple stack or a stack of items at a time. Yeah, so the advanced inscriber is much better. And I think it does take more acceleration cards. Yeah, so it takes 5 instead of 3, so it can go even faster, which is nice. And there we have our 5 advanced inscribers. So that it's gonna make the automation of this much faster. All right, so it would seem we have the basis of an AE2 network now. Go ahead and deal with all this stuff later. So we don't need an energy acceptor anymore because we have a controller, which means we can get more channels because I think the acceptor means that the whole network can only have 8 channels. Channels are kind of annoying in AE2, but you know, whatever. So then we come off with not a smart, dense cable, yes. And then you can come off the dense cable with the smart cable. And then you can add your stuff. So actually, let's go ahead and do that there. Something like this, right? We can put our terminals up. The reason I didn't really show a lot of what I was doing is because There's just a lot of the same thing over and over and over again. Like a lot of crafting, basically. Then we can have, nope, don't put it in there. Then we can have our disk drive, which counts the channel itself. And then we can put our item storage in there. Then we can start dumping a bunch of stuff in there. Now we don't really want to dump stuff that we're not going to stack, 'cause like the ME chest, not going to put in there. But like stuff that has a stack, we can. I also like number of items and this direction. So we can go ahead and add all this stuff in here. We can add the dense energy cell to the network, so it can store energy so that hopefully the network goes down less often. Add all this stuff. And that pretty much looks like everything we're going to add. Put these in here in the chest, and then we can go ahead and dump all our stuff. And there we go. Nice, easy storage. And it looks like we have 40 more types of items we can put in here. So I'm glad we have storage now. We have everything for patterns. We don't have our crafting storage yet, so maybe we make one of these real quick before the end of the episode so I can actually have auto crafting going a little bit. That's interesting that that moves it all the way down here. Whatever. So I need two more. So I need basically two of these to become their processors. That auto imports? That's actually pretty sick, honestly. All right, so I can go here. We can go ahead and do that. There we have that quest done. Now if we add that to our system, we can autocraft. Not that we have the pattern, whatever they're called now. What are they called? Pattern providers. Because we used our only pattern provider to make the pattern encoding terminal. So let's go ahead and make one of those. We're gonna need some wood and stuff. In between episodes, I'll probably like move a lot of our storage, or probably all of our storage into this, so that we can. Crafting. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, yeah, probably make it so most of our storage is in the AE network. Connect this up with the storage bus, whatever it's called now. Still called a storage bus? Yeah. So connect all this with that. And then keep all the bulk items in like drawers and stuff, and then everything else in the system. All right, so now we have a pattern provider. I don't think this needs an inventory to go to if it's just gonna be crafting. So let's look up our pattern. And we'll put that in there, and we can encode that. And now we should be able to craft these. Of course, we don't know how to craft quartz glass, so let's go ahead and add that crafting recipe in there. And we don't want mana glass, we want actual glass, so let's go ahead and fix that. Anyway, yeah, so basically a lot of in-between episodes is going to be me moving all our stuff into applied energistics and then doing some basic auto crafting. Do these things not automatically craft? They don't. You need an assembler, huh? Okay. Now it should work. There we go. Now we have auto crafting. I was forgot about the assemblers. Because the assemblers can take one pattern, so technically they could be their own crafting, and for some reason I thought that the pattern provider was that. Anyway, auto crafting done. If you put the pattern provider on a machine, it can auto craft from that machine as well. Just as if it was the pattern or the molecular assembler. But I think that's a pretty good way to what do I want? I do like tall. There's something I'm missing here. Terminal settings. Search use AE. Remember last search off. Okay, sweet. So that is working. Cool. So now we have storage, we have better power. This might be a little bit longer than my other videos have been. which I'm fine with because I think this is more the length I want my videos to be. So now that we have some applied energistics going, I wonder what we should get into next. Maybe next episode I'll take a look in between episodes at what is needed for the ATM star and start looking at what mods we want to start focusing on. Or alternatively, I could start working on bees. Yeah, I think I want to get into bees because, for instance, I'm always out of diamonds and emeralds, as well as there's, you know, all these other resources we can make from them. And I don't really think I want to do too much EMC stuff in this pack because EMC just kind of makes packs too easy. And like when you have other super easy ways of making infinite resources, why make something infinite that you can duplicate into a different type of infinite resource when you can just make that resource infinitely? I don't know if that makes sense, but I want to use 0 EMC if I can, and as little EMC if I have to use some. So that's the plan. So yeah, we'll get into productive bees next episode. That way we can, start getting pretty much every resource in the game, I think.